Welcome to the shores of the world-famous Loch Ness, located in the heart of the magnificent Scottish Highlands. Home to spectacular views and mysterious legends, Loch Ness is one of the most fascinating and beautiful places in all of Scotland, and that's saying something, with a tranquil, almost magical atmosphere surrounding the loch as we stand on its shore. On this walk, we'll be taking a very brief stroll on the southwestern tip of Loch Ness, by the small lochside village of Fort Augustus, one of the most popular places to visit beside the famous body of water. But this point is also significant in the geography of this legendary 22.5 mile long loch, which is fed by water from the small River Oich, which we can see just around the corner here. The river connects Loch Ness here with Loch Oich just to the southwest, another of the four huge lochs that you'll find along the Great Glen, a huge geological scar that stretches across Scotland, formed by ancient tectonic activity that ripped the land apart here millions of years ago. Loch Ness, as part of that geological scar, is strikingly rectangular in shape, a fact that can be seen even more clearly when you look at the loch on a map, stretching for a huge distance away from the city of Inverness, the capital of the Highlands. Nowadays, Loch Ness is filled with pristine, crystal-clear Highland water, and it stands alongside Loch Linnhe, Loch Lochy, and Loch Oich as one of those four lochs to be found along the Great Glen, which reaches from Inverness across to the West Highland town of Fort William. Of course, Loch Ness is by far and away the most famous loch on the Great Glen, in part a result of tales of a monster that lurks down in the waters of Loch Ness, one of Scotland's deepest of all. Now, Loch Ness is Scotland's second largest loch by surface area after Loch Lomond, but it's by far the largest by volume, not just in Scotland, but of all the lakes in the British Isles, with an estimated 263 billion cubic feet of water out there, more than all of the water in the lakes of England and Wales combined. Holding so much water, Loch Ness is also Scotland's second deepest, meaning there's plenty of space for something huge to be living and swimming around beneath the surface. But as we take in the gorgeous surroundings on this southwestern shore, where exactly does the story of the legendary Loch Ness Monster come from? Well, if you dive deep into the history books, the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie as the monster is often known, has had a remarkably long life, thought to have been first mentioned nearly 1500 years ago. Back in the 6th century AD, a monster was spotted at the mouth of the nearby River Ness, and was said to have been terrorising the residents of the early medieval settlement of Inverness. According to the legend, the locals then made a plea to the Christian missionary St. Columba, who was in the area at the time spreading the gospel to the Pictish peoples of Inverness, to do something about this terrifying beast in the waters of their river. And so St. Columba did just that, banishing the monster from the mouth of the River Ness to the sparsely populated hinterlands, around about this area of the Highlands. But after that point, it actually wasn't until 1934 that stories of a monster in Loch Ness resurfaced, most famously with this photo, which absolutely wasn't just a picture of a twig, and which caused a frenzy in the British press at the time. Almost all sightings of the Loch Ness Monster since have been either dismissed as hoaxes or explained some other way. But could there actually be any real truth behind the myth? Well, while Nessie may not be the prehistoric man-eating dinosaur that she's often made out to be in stories, it's thought that the Loch Ness Monster could exist, albeit as a giant eel living in the loch. As recently as 2019, researchers analysed the DNA of all the creatures living in Loch Ness, encountering a species of large eels, which can be seen as the most likely explanation for the birth of stories about the monster. But then again, as we walk out onto this pier jutting out into the loch, the real, humongous Nessie may still be out there somewhere, banished to life inside the loch for eternity. Whether true or not, however, the legend and mystery of the Loch Ness Monster has captivated visitors for decades, and people have come from all over the world to gaze out across this enormous body of water. A true highlight of what is almost certainly the most staggeringly beautiful region of Britain. Surrounded by truly stunning scenery on all sides, and with a rich heritage and legends abundant beneath the surface, there's no wonder that Loch Ness is one of the ultimate destinations for so many visitors to Scotland. A true marvel of nature, formed over millions of years, that's utterly breathtaking to see in person. But sadly, it's here that we've come to the end of our very brief stroll by the shores of the staggering Loch Ness. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to visiting Loch Ness for yourself sometime soon.